Hey everyone, welcome back to another review of another blind box. This is number 8 that I'm doing. Obviously they won't show up in this order, but I want to let you know how far I am in the saga, or the series. So, breakdown, this is the comic view, and this camera always breaks. Aren't you happy about that? No, I'm not. The camera's there, my work is there, I do work from time to time, and my face on the screen is there, so if you see me kinda losing my train of thought because I'm looking at work, I'm sorry about that. I am busy today. Alright, let's get started. We have a blind box here. This came in a medium mailbox. Not looking at the name, I only announced the name at the end. That's for my purposes because I don't want to be biased when I'm actually reviewing the box. My wife has helped me open the boxes and put them in an order so that I know which is which, so I can reveal that at the end. The title of the videos will probably be the creators or the blind boxer's name, so you guys will know, but I don't. So, let's get started. This is still working. Alright. This blind box, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21 comics. The limit was $100. Oh, the cost was $100. The limit was $80 to $150. These are all raws, so we'll look at them one by one. Okay, so here we have Batman Annual Volume 3, Number 1. I don't know that I have this, but I know this comic because in the very first story, Ace the Bat Hound is introduced. Yeah, you might have an opinion as to Ace the Bat Hound and his place inside comic books, but he's introduced in the story, and I do not mind it at all. I think the second story or third story is a Harley story, and it introduces a wacky character called Mr. Blizzard. I feel like Mr. Blizzard and Mr. Freeze don't belong in the same universe, but they do. So lots of first appearances in this comic. I think there's 4 or 5. It's good. $5. Volume 3 annuals typically go for $5 each. Oh, another annual, number 2. I think this person puts together blind boxes like I would put together blind boxes. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but annual number 2, also $5. This one's Lost to Rights, which is the possible future of Batman. Beautiful cover. Beautiful cover. Number 3. It's the third annual. This one was end of 2017. No. End of 2018, beginning of 2019. DC and Marvel don't have camera broke. Don't have a great history of releasing annuals on time. They kind of work on them in November. They hope to get them out in December, and sometimes they come out in November, and sometimes they come out in February. So, this is the Drone. That's what hunts the Dark Knight. It's the Drone, and that's the first appearance of the Drone. I forget if it's the only appearance of the Drone. And your number 4, also $5 comic. This is Alfred's diary of kind of the adventures of Bruce Wayne as he sees it. Like, there's a story about, well, part of the story is Bruce Wayne's first kiss. And, yeah, I think then he goes straight to Asia or something. But it's his first kiss. Yeah, that's really cool. It's nice to have 1 through 4. That's awesome. Alright, okay, so cheat a little bit, look to the next comic. This is another run. So we'll go through the run and then we'll talk about the significance and the value. Oftentimes, runs like this are sold on eBay in groupings. So 46, 47, this is a hint. This is another hint. 48, 49, and 50. So this was after Flashpoint. They decided that Batman would continue to have his own comic book. This is the saga of Mr. Bloom. So Mr. Bloom, definitely a super villain. He has superpowers. Not like we refer to Batman sometimes as a superhero, but he has no superhero powers. At the time, there was a Batman program, and really the big push was that Batman stood amongst gods as a human thanks to his technology. So why don't we give that technology to other humans, so that they too can kind of help out. So Bloom, definitely a villain, killed a bunch of people, shows up, goes, this is a great idea. He has these little robotic seeds that he gives to a select set of gangsters, basically. And it turns them into superheroes. Not superheroes. Super people. So Batman and the Batman program kind of have to prove their weight after that. So great saga. This is definitely, I think this is definitely the intent of this person that built this box, because there's other storylines that go through 46 through 50, but the only thing that really ties them all together, because 46 is the end of one saga, 47 the beginning of another. Bloom is the only thing that binds these all together. Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. Look up Bloom if you have time. This comics are in very good shape. It's hard to find. So eBay, definitely people will sell stories like this, story arcs. Typically they end up in trade backs if the character is popular enough. Bloom certainly was not. So for those 5 comics together, you're looking at between $20 and $30 together. So if you're keeping tally, which the screen is doing that for you, we are at $40 or $50. Okay, here we have another run. Not quite. Not quite as long as Undiscovered Country's been out for. Undiscovered Country, really hot right now. It's been hot for a year and a half. Before they even released it, people were bidding for the movie rights and the TV rights. So I can guarantee you that you will see this on the screen. So a pandemic has broken out across the whole world, 30 years in the future. America does what it does best, and that's put a wall around themselves, and are trying to figure out a way to solve the pandemic. A lot of interactions with Canada and our folks to the south. It's really good. Really good writing. It's a little on the nose, if you know what I mean. Like, it's weird that they came up with this idea before COVID-19. But anyways, I think COVID-19 has helped this comic book. If you collect comics that you want to look back in 30 years and go, that marked a time period for us, Undiscovered Country is that comic book for our COVID period of time here. Oh boy. Okay. Will the camera die? Scarlet. So Vision and the Scarlet Witch #1, and the camera died. Thanks, Scarlet Witch. Is it gonna come back? I don't think it's gonna come back. Dang it. How anticlimactic. Dang it. Can tell I'm from like the 80s and 90s because I say dang it instead of all what the kids are saying nowadays. That's right, the kids. The dang kids. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's see how long it lasts. It didn't. It like died the second it should have. Okay, I'm gonna talk about, while I try and get this to work, I'm gonna talk about Vision and Scarlet Witch. It looks like we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, died again, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so while I try and get this camera to get up and running again, this is a unbelievable run. The highlight of this run is the work up to the twins being born. After this run, they are killed very quickly. This whole saga kind of, in the beginning, not so much at the end, but in the beginning, kind of happens in a bubble, away from superheroes. Towards the end, as you can see, a bunch of villains show up, and even a bunch of heroes show up. I think it's on, yeah, there's Black Spidey-Man. Black Spidey-Man. So the TV show is not based on this comic book. This is volume 2. There's another volume that happened before, made up of 4 comics. But the TV show has several nods to this comic. One of them can be seen on this cover. Well, 2 of them actually. Yeah, the birth of the twins, right? And then this character here, I think it was episode 2, and it had the animated intro. His helmet was in the floorboards. This is a fantastic look at a couple's relationship when everything's against them. It's very hot right now. And the price is wild. Wild. So where are we now? We're at 40, 50, 60. Undiscovered Countries, $5 to $7 for the 2 comics. 70. Yeah, I mean, saying that this is a $80 12-book saga is very conservative. If they were all newsstands, some of them are newsstands. If they were all newsstands, it would be closer to 160, even though that makes very little sense. And we could go into that about newsstands and when they actually are popular and blah 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 blah. Some very good comic covers here. It started getting a little weird. You know, because they didn't feel like Vision and Wonder could carry a 12 issue saga by themselves, so they introduced the Inhumans at one point, an Enchantress, which kind of makes sense. She's a magician, but in this saga, there's actually very little magic compared to other comics that ran at the same time, like Doctor Strange, Supreme Sorceress. So, yeah, I died again. Yeah. So, loved the saga. Loved it before the TV show, but now, and I don't own it. It's one of the few that I don't own, and I refuse to own it in tradeback. And I don't think there is a tradeback for it right now. Although it feels like there's a tradeback for everything. Yeah, so that's awesome. We will review what we got. I'll try and do this in a logical way. There. 11. Move my phone out the way. 10. Camera dies. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Okay. That did not work the way I thought it would. You know, when people do this on streams and you're like, wow, that looks amazing. Alright, so we got those 12. A lot of comics. Discover Country 1 and 2. Batman. I really love some of these covers. And the annuals. Okay, this collection is really interesting. The person that put this together understands that there's multiple ways of collecting, but B, they've done it all. So, you know, complete a series. Batman Annual is a series. This is volume 3, 1 through 4. Complete a story arc or character arc. Batman volume 2, 46 to 50 is Bloom. what's hot right now, what's speculative because they're gonna come out with a movie, and then have what's hot right now because it is a current series and it's doing well. So interesting collection. Way more books than other people, right? That I've looked at currently. So something to be said for that. A lot of stuff that I don't have here that I know a lot about, but I don't have it. So that's cool. Very interesting. Okay. Who was this person? Okay, here it is. It is... Ready? bcars10. bcars10 bow. Very nice bow. You build a blind box kind of like I would. And that is to have story arcs. Fortunately, I don't think a lot of people collect that way. Like, I see very few people collect story arcs or collect character arcs. But oh, so sorry. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the Vision and Scarlet Witch 1 through 12. It's awesome. Alright guys, thank you very much. We will be back with another review.